Welcome back to the channel, where all your Amazon product related questions are answered before you purchase a product. Today's product is 2023 Asus TUF A17. We will unbox it, we will review it, we will upgrade it, and in the process we will also make sure to answer all possible questions. This is their common box that they use for their TUF gaming laptop family products. It comes with a flyer or advertising plastic kind of paper that indicates this is a TUF gaming laptop. This is the laptop itself. Inside the box is the TUF gaming user guide, some other warranty card. Last but not least, contents inside is the power cable and the power supply brick. Two color options, the Mecha Grey and the Jaeger Grey, that I am reviewing, and has the TUF logo off to the side. The chassis has been redesigned to be 4.5% smaller compared to last year's version. The laptop also has slimmer bezels for up to 80% screen to body ratio. The A17 is quite thinner, or it has got significant less height than the much older A15, and the same goes also for the power supply bricks. The A17 is quite thinner than the older A15. The new TUF A17 gaming laptop from Asus has a grey metal lid with black plastic interior and bottom panel. Overall, the build quality of this laptop feels really good. There's almost zero amount of flex to the keyboard deck when pushing down. The metal lid also doesn't bend significantly. The front of the lid, as you can see, sticks out, and this allows one to open the laptop very easily with just one finger, like so. In addition, the hinges also feel very smooth and sturdy. And last but not least, when typing, there seems to be also almost zero amount of screen wobble. This laptop family must first successfully undergo a rigorous battery test, get exposed to drops, vibration, humidity, and extreme temperatures to ensure reliability. This A17 is no exception and is quite capable of withstanding accidental bumps and knocks of everyday use. The laptop alone weighs around 2.6 kilograms, and it increases to approximately 3.2 kilos when we include the 240 watt charger as well as the power cable. The width is 39.5 centimeters, the depth is 26.4 centimeters, and the height is 2.54 centimeters. This is a one-zone RGB backlighting keyboard illuminating all keys and other function buttons. The keyboard feels quite nice to type and has 1.7 millimeters of key travel. The WASD keys are clear, and on the top left side, as you can see, there are extra keys where you can control the volume, the microphone, and there's a shortcut key to give access to the Armoury Crate software. So the keyboard offers 3 brightness levels which are accessible with the F2 and F3 keys. So F2 is to take the brightness down and F3 is to take the brightness up. The F4 Aura key interchanges between 4 built-in lighting effects, which are also accessible via the software. The touchpad is fairly large and it feels smooth. It clicks anywhere with no problem, and it also supports multi-gestures where you can use more than one finger to, like I said, perform gestures. Passing on to the input-output ports, we do have the power connector, an RJ45 LAN port, an HDMI 2.1 which connects always directly to the NVIDIA graphics, and it can run a smart TV at 4K 120Hz with G-Sync. There's a USB 4 Type-C port, which is the one closest to the back, and this always connects to the integrated Radeon graphics, whether Optimus is on or off. And then there's a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C with power delivery. This Type-C port is closest to the front and it can charge the laptop with up to 100 watts and always connects directly to the NVIDIA discrete graphics. In addition, both of the Type-C ports that I have mentioned have DisplayPort support for connecting to a screen, and there's also a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A and an audio combo jack. On the right side we have a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A again and a Kensington lock. This is the FA707XI model, and it's the one that has one of the top configurations because it comes with the following: Windows 11 Pro, AMD's latest Zen 4 Ryzen 9 7940HS, NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 4070, a 17.3-inch IPS level wide quad high definition display with a refresh rate of 240 Hz, and it includes also G-Sync and a multiplexer switch with NVIDIA's advanced Optimus. A total of 16 GB of DDR5 4800. It comes with 2 modules of 8 GB each. The maximum capacity stated for memory upgrades is up to 32 GB, but irrespective of what is being stated, the maximum capacity is actually 64 GB. If you want more information, comment down below and ask, and I will reply. The brand name is Samsung. The product code number is displayed on your screen, as well as some other details and characteristics. One terabyte of PCIe for NVMe M.2. The primary NVMe brand name is Western Digital, and the model is on your screen right now. The speeds from the pre-installed 1TB PCIe Gen 4 were alright, decent for the reads and okay for the writes. Definitely an area where you can upgrade. For storage, it has two slots for two NVMEs, so a secondary NVMe can be installed. The maximum capacity of each NVMe is stated to be 2 terabytes, and again, this is just an indication, and higher capacities will probably be supported in the future as long as they are Gen 4. Secondary spare M.2 storage slot, which we will use to upgrade with a 2 terabyte NVMe. Remove this Phillips head screw. Then make sure that you've got the correct notch orientation over here and insert it. And then you simply secure the NVMe. So the laptop does not come with the PCIe Gen 5. It includes a 720p high definition camera. It has a 2-speaker system powered by Dolby Atmos and certified for high resolution audio, and also it has AI noise cancelling technology for clear communications with no background noise. It comes with Wi-Fi 6 dual band and Bluetooth 5.3. Wi-Fi 6 card over here, which is also replaceable and upgradable. Compared to other Asus laptop models, the Wi-Fi speed is quite okay. Inside we see a 90 watt hours battery pack. This battery is supposed to last for 11.5 hours of web browsing or 10 hours of video playback. Supports fast charging technology, which means that it can return the laptop to 50% charge in just 30 minutes. First, you need to remove the battery connector from the motherboard, which is this one over here, and then undo 4 Phillips head screws, one here, another one over here, and another one over here. You first need to slide a metal latch up, and then you can pull the battery connector out. You just pull it like so. You need to lift from both sides like this, and it's out. It comes with a 240 watt AC adapter. There are 5 copper heatsinks. 2 of them are shared between the CPU and the GPU. 1 more is dedicated to each one of them, as well as there's a 5th one for the graphics memory and the VRMs. These are the 2 84 blade ArcFlow fans. Asus claims that they provide 13% more airflow compared to the previous models. The laptop uses standard thermal paste, so it is easier to replace it yourself in the future. There are holes directly above the air intake fans over here and over here. Air gets exhausted out of a vent above the keyboard on the right, out of 2 sides on the back of the laptop, and the left and the right side. There are 4 performance mode options that the Asus Armoury Crate software provides, depending on your noise and performance needs.
These modes, starting from lowest noise and performance to highest, are a silent mode, a performance mode, a turbo mode, and a manual mode. The last two apply an overclock to the GPU, and in the case of manual mode in particular, it additionally allows you to customize and control the CPU and GPU power limits, temperature limits, and also offers partial control on the fan curve. Please note that the manual mode tests were always conducted on maximum power, maximum temperature limits, and maximum fan speed. The internal temperatures were good when on idle and with the fans off. The rest of the readings are a full load CPU and GPU stress test combinations. In general, this laptop thermally wise is quite good. Asus claims that the noise is under 40 dB at the performance mode.
On idle and silent mode, the recorded decibels are on average 18. On CPU, GPU stress test and on the performance mode, the decibels recorded on average are 24. On CPU, GPU stress test and turbo mode, the recorded decibels on average are 43. Last but not least, on CPU, GPU stress test
and manual mode,
decibels recorded with maximum fans are 51 decibels. The fans are almost 100% off while on idle mode and very rarely turn on briefly. And as expected, the fans will get louder as the modes change to more demanding performance. Overall, this laptop, I would say that it scores quite high in the upgradability area, in the upgradability aspect, because it's very easy to install a secondary NVMe, replace or upgrade the primary NVMe, replace or upgrade the two memory modules, and last but not least also replace or upgrade the Wi-Fi 6 card, which is found, as we saw, below the primary NVMe, and also you can replace the battery. To access this laptop's internals, turn the laptop upside down and place it ideally this orange triangle over here, and its top should be facing towards you. And this is important because when you come to undo a total of 12 Phillips head screws of, please note, of different lengths, so you need to take a note of what you remove from where you remove. There is one of them on the bottom right corner here, which is not removable, and when you undo it, it lifts the corner of the bottom panel from the chassis to assist with the start of the prying process. If you need help on a set of good pry tools to use, just ask me on the comments down below. The bottom plastic cover is removed. Immediately visible is a spare M.2 storage slot on the right. Inside we see a 90 watt-hours battery pack. For the rest of the components, to be able to see them, there is this black strip protector over here that we need to temporarily and carefully remove it. Okay, so we find two RAM modules or sticks of DDR5 memory. This is the primary NVMe. There's a Wi-Fi card which is also removable. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you liked what you saw, and expect more Amazon product review videos soon.